Hello, this is the weekly weather briefing for North and Central Georgia, hosted by the National Weather Service in Peachtree City. Looking ahead through the weekend into early next week, we're expecting more of the same warm, humid conditions to continue. Really not looking at any sort of widespread, severe, significant weather. We will be seeing a weak cold front cross the area on Friday, and this might create a few showers and thunderstorms across portions of north and central Georgia during the afternoon and evening, with the primary threats being locally heavy rain, some brief gusty winds, and of course cloud-to-ground lightning. Now, this same front is expected to sort of stall across portions of southern and southeast Georgia over the weekend as drier conditions start to work in across North Georgia, north of I-20. So the chance for showers and thunderstorms sort of shifts a little bit more to the south and east over the weekend, which is good news for those that are going to be out and about across North Georgia this weekend and into early next week. Of course, with the solar eclipse expected on Monday, August 21st, at this point we're looking at probably more clouds than sun south of I-20, but across the northern half or northern quarter of the state of Georgia, looks like it could be mainly sunny with a few clouds certainly in the afternoon, maybe an isolated shower or two, but most of the rain, the highest rain chances are expected on Monday to be mainly across central and south Georgia, where the path of totality with the solar eclipse is expected to clip the northeast quadrant of the state of Georgia. Current conditions as of Thursday afternoon, August 17th, show an area of upper-level high pressure sort of situated across southeast part of the country, and that's sort of suppressing any widespread thunderstorm activity in the afternoon and evening. Most of it has been confined down along North Florida, along the coast, and off the coast of South Carolina. We will be looking at that system coming from Oklahoma, Arkansas, northeast Texas, moving east through the next over the next 12 to 24 hours, and this will send a weak front across the area on Friday into Friday night, and then eventually this front sort of stalls out, as we mentioned earlier, across southern and southeast Georgia over the weekend, and that's where the concentration or the better chances for showers and thunderstorms during the day into the evening hours will exist. As mentioned earlier, the heat and the humidity are going to be the main story over the next few days. We continue to see temperatures running about 2 to 5, 6, 7 degrees above normal for this time of year, though it is August and is expected to be warm. The left graphic shows you the actual high temperatures for Friday, with many areas, especially along in south and east of I-85 in the lower to mid-90s, with even some pockets of 96, 97 degree temperatures south of I-16 and I-75 along in between Tifton and Dublin. The image on the right actually shows incorporates the humidity with the actual air temperatures, resulting in heat indices exceeding 100 degrees expected for tomorrow afternoon and early evening hours. So especially down across from Valdosta up towards Hinesville, Savannah area, we could see heat index values tomorrow afternoon, Friday afternoon between 105 and 110, and that's certainly getting into a more of an extreme heat situation where it won't take a long time for people to feel the effects of heat exhaustion or even heat stroke. So exercise caution Friday through the weekend as very warm and temperatures and humid conditions continue. And then these are the temperatures for Saturday. On the left, you'll see the temperature, the actual high temperatures expected for Saturday. Again, widespread lower to mid-90s with when you incorporate the humidity in the afternoon and evening. You look at heat indices are going to again approach and exceed 100 degrees, and in some cases 105 to 108 across portions of southeast Georgia, basically from a Dublin to Statesboro line south toward Waycross and down to the Florida Georgia state line, where that's where the highest heat indices are expected. And where the biggest threat for heat exhaustion or heat stroke might exist. And these are the heat indices and actual air temperatures forecasted for Sunday. Not a whole lot of change, maybe even a few degrees warmer across the area on Sunday, with slightly lower humidity coming in from the north, but still going to be very warm and humid. Air temperatures in the lower to mid-90s widespread across the state, with the exception of the higher elevations of northeast Georgia. Heat indices are going to be in the upper 90s to around 100 across much of the state, with the warmest readings, the highest values across the extreme south and east part of the state, where heat indices may range between 103 and 107, 108 on Sunday afternoon. As we mentioned earlier, we're not looking at any sort of widespread organized severe weather over the next 5 to 7 days. However, any storms that we do see from Friday afternoon with that weak front all the way through the weekend into early next week could be strong to marginally severe, with the primary threats being strong gusty winds. Of course, we're going to see the locally heavy rain given the amount of moisture in the atmosphere this time of year. So isolated, localized flash flooding due to persistent heavy rainfall over a small area over a short period of time certainly continues to be a threat for this time of year across anywhere in the state. Again, the gusty winds and lightning along with the heavy rain will also be threats with any shower and thunderstorm activity through the next 7 days. Okay, what you're looking at here is the rainfall forecast through Sunday morning, basically from late Friday through Saturday night. Most of the area is going to see little, if any, rainfall, and we're actually looking at potential in the lighter green of less than a quarter inch area wide, with the extreme southern portion of the state and southern portion of our forecast area from like Americus up toward Dublin and Vidalia, maybe seeing a little bit more rainfall. This will correlate with any shower and thunderstorm activity that develops more likely on Saturday with that front if it stalls across southern portions of the state. But again, many areas are going to remain dry over the next couple of days. If you do see any rainfall, it might be up to a quarter of an inch, certainly locally higher amounts if there's a strong thunderstorm that develops. Here's the rainfall forecast for Sunday through Monday night, early Tuesday. Again, much of the area generally dry. If we do see any amounts of rainfall, it'll be anywhere from maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch with locally higher amounts. But we're not looking at any sort of widespread organized showers and thunderstorms into early next week. Just some pop-up afternoon and evening showers and storms. And some of those storms could produce a quick half inch to an inch of rain, but generally speaking, much of the area is going to see less than a quarter inch Sunday through Monday night, early Tuesday timeframe. And looking ahead at the tropics, I think it's important as we continue to approach the climatological peak of the tropical season in the Atlantic Basin. We have several disturbances out there in the Atlantic. One of them happens to be just east of the Leeward Islands, where there's a 90% probability of this disturbance developing into a named storm, basically a tropical cyclone, tropical storm, or hurricane over the next 5 days. There's several other disturbances to the east of this disturbance that have the potential anywhere from 40 to 60% probability of these disturbances developing into a tropical cyclone over the next 5 days. So the tropics are definitely starting to heat up a little bit and become a little bit more active as expected. Again, as we head through the rest of the month of August and into early September, it's typical to see the tropics start to get a little bit more active in the Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico region. And as we head into Monday with the solar eclipse upon us, there's a good link that you can follow at the top of this graphic that you see that will show some path of totality with the eclipse, and then site-specific forecast for your area, so you can get an idea of what the probability of precipitation is going to be, sky cover, etc. What you're seeing on the image here are two graphics. The one image on the left shows the probability of precipitation that we're expecting or forecasting for Monday, generally in the 20 to 30% range north of I-20, with slightly higher probability chances of precipitation south of I-20 on Monday. It depends on how moist it gets. We're looking at like a southerly push of moisture off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's supposed to surge north through the day Monday. If it gets far enough north where there's more cloud cover north of I-20, that's certainly a possibility, but at this point we're thinking maybe the central and southern areas of Georgia are going to see more cloud cover than sun on Monday, and areas to the north more sun than clouds. So certainly this is going to change over the next couple of days a little bit, but we will certainly keep everybody up to date, and you can check out that link for the updated forecast day to day from this page. So a recap for north and central Georgia over the next few days. We are expecting more of the same, just warm and humid conditions. Many areas will remain dry with little precipitation, but we're not expecting any widespread severe weather, which is good news. We are expecting a weak front to cross the area on Friday. with a better chance for showers and thunderstorms along and ahead of the front Friday afternoon into the evening. This front is expected to sort of stall out across south central and southeast Georgia Saturday and Sunday, with some drier conditions expected across the northern third of the state. Temps are going to be running several degrees above normal for this time of year, but warm and humid conditions will continue. And as we look ahead into Monday with the solar eclipse, we have a website that you can go to there to check out where you're going to be in the latest forecast in your area as it pertains to the timing of the eclipse. So thank you again for joining us, and have a great afternoon.